Can you believe it's been 15 years since we've had a Mario game at the launch of a new console? Well, New Super Mario Bros. U sets out to reverse that trend, but with that comes some pretty high expectations. Does it live up to Mario's groundbreaking launch game pedigree, or is it just another title in the New Super Mario Bros. Series? The game's tired plot certainly suggests the latter, as Bowser kidnaps a princess once again. How original. But as I learned through my time with the game, it's really the smaller details that help set the game apart from the others. And that begins with a lighthearted opening where Bowser's giant airship claw hilariously pulls a princess out of harm's way before violently dealing with the others. It's a small detail, but it's just part of the overall whimsical feel that permeates much of the game. Now, the core gameplay itself is very much by the book. You still bounce through levels collecting coins and power-ups, and Yoshi appears in a few levels too. And of course, you have your standard array of desert, grass, and snow levels. Yes, much of it feels very familiar. But as with the game's opening, it's the small additions that make the difference. And perhaps the most prominent of those is the new Squirrel suit power-up. Whereas in past games you needed to build up some speed before you could take off for some airtime, the Squirrel suit allows you to glide whenever you want to. The catch is that this power-up is more about horizontal movement than it is vertical, though you can gain a quick burst of altitude once per glide with a shake of the controller. It's a fun addition that really feels quite different from any power-up before. Oh, and you can cling to walls too. The thing is, it's the only new power-up. But thankfully, that doesn't really matter too much, as you'll now stumble upon 3 different types of baby Yoshis that you might remember from Super Mario World. And though they retain their insatiable hunger, each color also has their own unique power. The blue one can shoot bubbles that trap enemies, yellow can light up areas and stun nearby enemies, and pink, my favorite, can be used like a hot air balloon. The baby Yoshis are a fantastic addition that add a level of diversity to the gameplay that previous New Super Mario Bros. Games have largely lacked. And as you might have noticed, they all sing along to the music too, which is just another one of those whimsical touches that the game gets right. Take a listen. Cute, huh? Now, while it is mostly the little gameplay touches that make New Super Mario Bros. U stand apart, there is one giant addition that really helped tie the entire game together. Whereas past games in the series are broken up into discrete numbered worlds that were mostly linear, New Super Mario Bros. U takes a page from Super Mario World's book and places every single level within the context of a singular world. You can scroll around the map at any time to not only get a sense of how large the world really is, but also to get a sense of how it all links together. But beyond the added sense of scope, it also greatly expands how you actually proceed through the game. You'll now often come across branching paths, with each leading to a different set of levels. One of them even allows you to choose between 2 entirely different areas. Hell, it's possible to finish the game without seeing a lot of the levels. Having a true world map is a great addition to the series, but I still can't help but compare it to the one in Mario World and feel it could have been even better. Let me explain. In Super Mario World, the world map was a vehicle to discovery. In that game, nearly every alternate path had to be unlocked via secret level exits, and you knew which levels to look for them in since ones of the alternate exits were clearly marked. It provided an incentive to fully explore those levels, with the reward being able to venture off the beaten path, sometimes in unmarked territory, and explore all new levels. In New Super Mario Bros. U, most of the split paths exist by default, which makes them sort of inconsequential. I wasn't compelled to thoroughly explore the levels because there was no need to beyond tracking down the 3 hidden star coins. And though there are a few secret levels to find via hidden exits, this too isn't handled as well as in Super Mario World due to the fact that you basically have no idea where to look, as the game provides no indication of which levels to find them in. Now don't get me wrong, I love exploring, which is why I want the branching paths to be something that you can earn. But I also like to have a general idea of where I'm looking, as it can be frustrating to search through every level in an area coming up empty-handed every time. This all has the effect of diminishing the sense of mystery and discovery that was so prevalent in Mario World. But these are really just nitpicks from a longtime Mario fan, as the world map is a definite improvement, and I hope it's something they continue to expand on in future games. Okay, so I've never been a fan of the art style in the new Super Mario Bros. Series. The plastic sheen that everything seemed covered in really made the entire game feel lifeless. But with that said, lifelessness has never looked better than in New Super Mario Bros. U. The art style has definitely been enhanced by the Wii U's HD capabilities, with everything now looking super sharp. But beyond the resolution, the backgrounds have probably benefited the most with the move to the Wii U. Take the first world for example, where you can see for what seems like miles, with Princess Peach's castle just barely visible behind the mountains. They really are gorgeous and probably my favorite graphical improvement. While I'm still not a huge fan of the art style in general, it bothered me less here than it has in past games, though maybe that's just me finally getting used to it. Unfortunately, one area that hasn't seen much improvement is the music. While the game doesn't reuse quite as many tracks as New Super Mario Bros. 2 did, it's pretty close. You'll still hear a lot of the same music that you've heard in past games, albeit with a few minor changes, and it's really starting to feel old at this point. It's especially odd because Nintendo's typically understood that music is a huge part of the experience, and yet when they constantly recycle the same tracks through the entire series, it's difficult to take the game's new moniker seriously. With all that being said, the few new tracks are pretty good, but none stand out to me as being classics. Beyond the main adventure, there's also several new modes that add quite a bit of replayability to the game. In challenge mode, the game offers an objective for you to accomplish, like grabbing a certain amount of 1-ups or trying to help a Monty Mole reach the level's goal. And with each challenge offering a potential gold medal for a perfect performance, it can quickly become addictive. On top of that, there's also a time trial mode called Boost Rush, which has you going through groups of levels from the main adventure. Except now they're auto-scrolling versions, and they only go faster as you collect more coins. These are actually a lot of fun and addictive in the same way the challenge mode is as you attempt to best your previous scores. All in all, while New Super Mario Bros. U may not live up to Mario's groundbreaking adventures that used to be the hallmark of a new Nintendo console, by New Super Mario Bros. Series standards, it's the best in class. It offers a fun and diverse experience that takes classic elements like the world map from past games, while adding a few new ideas of its own, like the unique Baby Yoshi powers or the Squirrel suit. And though the new ideas can't quite make up for the overall similarity of the experience, like the recycled music and art style, it's still enough to make this one well worth playing, which is why I'm giving the single player 4 stars out of 5. But hold on, we still have multiplayer to talk about too. For the most part, it plays exactly like its Wii predecessor, allowing up to 4 players to platform through the adventure together. And it's just as fun or frustrating as it's ever been, depending on if you're playing with saints or jerks. But now you can play with a 5th player too, who takes the reins on the gamepad. Except instead of controlling a character, he takes more of a god role, being able to place platforms anywhere he wants that the other players can use simply by tapping on the touchscreen. This is quite simply a brilliant addition that allows anyone, regardless of skill level, to get in on the action and help the others out. This also works in Boost Rush mode, which only adds to the fun of the experience. And finally, the coin battle mode from New Super Mario Bros. Wii returns, allowing players to duke it out in a level in an effort to get the most coins. It can be a fun diversion, but also a shallow one. Overall, New Super Mario Bros. U is just as good with friends as it is alone, and the brilliant Boost Rush mode makes it so anyone can get in on the action, which is why I'm also giving it 4 stars out of 5. Thanks for watching, and make sure to stay tuned to GameXplain.com for more on New Super Mario Bros. U and other things gaming too.